Hello everyone and welcome to my channel and welcome to another vlog. Now, a friend of mine told me that his brake pedal had gone soft. I mean, when he presses the brake, the pedal was just going inside the floor and nothing would happen. His car wouldn't brake at all. And that made me realize that a lot of people aren't aware about how exactly their brakes work or when they are about to fail or how much of a maintenance the brakes need. In this video we'll be discussing exactly that. Now your braking system is quite simple. You have a brake pedal. The brake pedal is connected to the brake cylinder. The brake cylinder is filled with your brake fluids, and the braking cylinder is connected to the brake calipers through the lines, the pipes which are connected to the calipers. Now when you press the pedal, the cylinder basically pushes the fluid inside, which builds up a pressure and pushes the brake pads in your caliper, which hold the disc brakes, which helps you slow down. Now there are a lot of factors which can go wrong in that. What are they? We'll be discussing that right now. So this is your wheel, and these wheels are connected to the hubs, and on the hubs you have the disc or the rotor, and this is your caliper which have cylinders inside, and inside them, I don't know if you all can see, they have brake pads in them. And the cylinders, basically when you press the pedal, the brake cylinders inside, they push the brake pads, so it holds these discs. Basically friction is used to stop your vehicle. The first type of an indicator or a warning are your brake lights warning on the dashboard. The dashboard lights may lit up to tell you that you have a problem in your braking system, which means you have to get it inspected because one of your system would have failed. The dashboard light may also come up if your parking brake is also engaged, and that basically could make the light go on. So always make sure that you release the handbrake before you start. The next type of warning from your braking system is when you hear squealing, squeaking or grinding noises. Now hearing a metallic squeal while you are in motion, it just means that it's a high pitch noise that comes if you put your windows down and try to brake. There's a high pitched noise. Now that basically means that the brakes have a problem. Now more specifically, the squealing sound is an indication that your brake pads have worn out and you need to get it replaced. The brake pads are made out of steel, so they make this noise when they start contacting the rotor or your disc brakes. Now they are letting you know that your pads are worn out and need to be replaced before you get your rotor also damaged. Now how the rotors can be damaged is when you are out of your brake pads, the cylinders start rubbing on your rotors or your discs, and that will cause uneven surface which will need an expensive fix. Grinding sound may also mean that there is some gravel or some rock which is caught in your caliper unit and which is rubbing against the disc and the pads. So the brake pads may not have problem, but in that case you still need to show it to your mechanic to get that stone removed. Another warning is when your wheel starts wobbling or vibrating or scraping when you sort of press the brakes. Now this basically, the shaking or the vibration, you can feel it in your steering. The difference in the disc thickness, which is about 3 sheets of paper in width, can also cause a wobbly feeling when you brake. Now this happens when you have scratches on your disc. When I said when your brake pads are out and the cylinder starts scraping your disc, the cylinders inside your calipers, they start scraping inside and the disc becomes uneven, leading to uneven surface, and then when you brake, the wheel starts wobbling or giving you vibrations, which is basically an indication that something is wrong in your braking system. Another problem with the braking system could be when your brake calipers are jammed. The cylinders inside your brake calipers are jammed. Now what happens is when you press, as I mentioned before, when you press your pedals, the cylinders inside the calipers, they press against the brake pads, and the brake pads hold the disc. And in this case, what happens is when you remove your foot from the pedal, the cylinders inside the brake calipers, they don't retract back. Now because of this, what happens is the brake pads are locked, and this is an even bigger problem because when you're driving, your wheels are constantly locked and you're just dragging it around. How do you know that your wheels are locked? Now the very simple system is when you're driving, you would feel a drag when you're driving it, but then if you still don't know what is wrong with it, then what you can do is when you get down, check the wheels and check for the heat around the tires. When you put your hand against the wheels, you will feel a lot of heat, which basically means that your wheels are locked and the brake pads have been rubbing them. Now why this problem happens is because of the heat and the road debris that make the piston inside the caliper sticky. Another indication with the brake system could be that there is a leaking fluid. Now leak in the brake system is indicated by a soft pedal or a hydraulic pressure. When you press the pedal, that will be very soft, so your pedal will just go inside the floor, meaning there is less brake fluid in your system. Now less brake fluid may force your brake pads to clamp hard to the rotors, again damaging the brake pads. The soft brake pedal can be because of the leaking fluid, or like one of your the lines, the pipes that connect the brake calipers to the cylinders, they may break in between, and that would have leaked all your brake fluid. Now the next one is your soft pedal. The soft pedal is because there can be air in the system, or there's moisture in the system, or a problem with your master cylinder. Either of the three can be resolved if you go to a mechanic, and they can help you out with it. Another indication that your car braking system has a problem is when you press your brakes, the car tends to pull on one side. It either goes right or it either goes left. Now this problem with the braking system could be that your brake hose or your caliper has an issue. There is an unbalanced braking, due to which one or more wheels are not applying the brake force necessary. The last type of indication that your braking systems have a problem is when you smell a burning fluid while driving. So a sharp or a chemical odor when you brake hard. This is basically a sign of overheated brakes, or it may be a clutch as well. But in order to make sure, just check properly by parking your car on the sides. Check your brakes properly and make sure they are fully released, and allow the brakes to cool down, because what happens is the heating of the brakes, the disc or the pads, may cause the brake fluid to boil, which may result in your brake failure. If smoke is coming from your wheel, then probably your brake caliper is stuck, and which is again unsafe to drive. So these are the different type of warnings that you get from your braking system to indicate that there is a problem going on. Now to avoid all these problems, make sure to regularly service your brakes, and if there is ever a problem, just make sure not to delay the repair, or get it shown to a mechanic to make sure the systems are all okay, because if not, then what happens is the braking system may get damaged a lot more, and it may result in a very expensive affair. Comment below to let me know what sort of brake issues you've ever faced, and what did you do to get it resolved. Give it a thumbs up if you've liked this video, and make sure to share and subscribe for more videos to come. Until we meet next time, bye bye.